Last Dance, Jeffrey Michael Jordan. Yes, one of the greatest basketball players that ever lived. They released the documentary. They finally released the tapes. The tapes that showed greatness. The tapes that showed the 98 Chicago Bulls and how they were able to deal with the tumultuousness and the mental ability to be able to be champions, because they were coming off a championship in 97 and another one in 96. But the 98 season was titled The Last Dance for a reason. First of all, Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner of the team, flew to Montana and didn't want to pay Phil Jackson, so Phil kind of knew it was time and sort of The Last Dance. Phil's kind of like a zen, so he kind of knows that, okay, I need to start making books, I need to start making pamphlets, I need to start making situations that let everybody knows that this guy kind of doesn't want to pay me after this season, so this is The Last Dance. And then we transferred to the players who were actually part of The Last Dance. The player who was actually not taken care of was Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was underpaid. Scottie Pippen was making $2 million as an elite small forward. That was chump change. Michael Jordan could have looked out for him. Michael Jordan could have been a really great outlet. In order for him to be able to pinch the tiny strings out of Jerry Rhinestone's wallet. Because it's been known that even Michael Jordan was underpaid for the majority of his career by the same guy, Jerry Reinsdorf. But the first episode painted the other Jerry as the bad guy. Well, both Jerrys shouldn't really be painted in the best light. I'm speaking about the general manager of the Chicago Bulls, the ex-general manager, Jerry Krause, who actually went on tape and said organizations win championships, not players. This really pissed off Michael Jordan. This really invigorated Michael Jordan, and this made Michael Jordan pick on him. Yes, there were issues that Michael didn't like Jerry. Yes, there were issues that Jerry was a little bit too pushy, and Jerry was a penny pincher also because he had a boss who was a bigger penny pincher. So he was just being stingy, because if your boss is telling you as a GM to cut losses because you probably have to do the basketball operations also, so the salaries have to match and you can't go over because he does not want to pay the what? The owner's fine. That he doesn't want to go over the what? The salary cap. This is the reason why owners usually trade your favorite players and usually don't sign those contracts. But the point was the fact that the first episode painted Jerry Krause as the villain. You can tell that from the first episode because you can tell he didn't want the team to be kept together, because he was assuming that an aging team who needed to rebuild with its majority of its players past or playing past their prime needed to rebuild and retool. So after the 98 season, he didn't want to be left with a cupboards that was bare. He didn't want to be left with an empty house. Because if Michael retired in 98, which he was kind of angling towards, and Scottie was really pissed off because he was underpaid, so he was going to leave as a free agent after 98. And Jerry Reinsdorf has already flown to Montana to sign Phil Jackson for a 1-year, $6 million contract. So it was starting to feel like the last dance, the last hurrah, the last hooray, the last boogie down, and the last shakedown. There was one personality I haven't talked about. Dennis Rodman. Another hothead. Another person who was actually on that team that actually was very dominant. So we actually got introduced to those characters. And another pivotal one in the first episode was also the growth of Scottie Pippen. The undoubtedly Batman to what? To, Robin actually, to Michael Jordan's Rodman. But Scottie was actually a greater player than people give Scottie credit for. If you look through the statistics for the 6 playoff runs that they actually won championships in the 90s, I'm talking about the 91 season, the 92 season, the 93 season, the 95 season, the 96 season, the 97 season, those seasons actually, Scottie was actually leading the team in rebound, steals, blocks, and assists. Yes, I saw the statistics. Michael Jordan only led Scottie past what category? Scoring. And that was really close. So it showed that Michael Jordan really needed his Robin to his Batman as he was going through the whole league. Yes, they say Michael didn't really beat anybody, but he didn't really beat anybody as good as the 73-9 Warriors, who LeBron James came back from 3-1 down with the odds against him, the greatest basketball feat, because that was what greenlighted this whole documentary. After LeBron had blocked Andre Iguodala's shot and Kyrie Irving hit the dagger 3 in front of Steph, the unanimous MVP's eye, and the Cleveland Cavaliers were crowned champions. And Draymond Green went into the parking lot at the Oakland Coliseum and he got on the phone. Hey, KD, we just got beat by LeBron. Can you come? Okay, done deal. After July 4th, barbecue weekend, yes, gonna seal it. At the Hamptons. Come with the whole crew. That was where the Hampton 5 were made, in the parking lot. But prior to that, prior to LeBron blocking Iguodala's shot, prior to Kyrie hitting that shot on Steph's face, and prior to Draymond Green making a telephone call for help to Kevin Durant in the parking lot to come from OKC, Michael Jordan had already met with the documentary executive provider, producer actually, and director to actually greenlight this doc. Yes. He was having negotiations, he was having thoughts, I don't know. This was what made Michael greenlight the tapes. He saw LeBron making his charge. He saw people having a debate. Maybe the kid from Akron is probably the greatest. Maybe LeBron James, the strive for greatness kid. Yes, the one that went to Miami. Yes, the one that came back to Cleveland and kept his promise. Yes, the one that went to LA and the pandemic stopped him from winning another title this season. Yes, him. He had the greatest playoff feat. And Michael Jordan saw the narrative shifting. So he greenlighted the documentary just to let us know who the real Batman is. I never had any issues with him being considered the benchmark of excellence because of his perfection on the court and the aura about him. He has a sort of mystique. You hear stories about him. You've never really met him. You hear stories about the Pope being in awe of him. You hear stories about nuns. He had that mystique and that aura that's hard to actually generate in the social media era. And this is what's costing LeBron his quest for his greatness. But as he continues to build his resume, he's going to undoubtedly have the best resume that basketball has ever seen. And then we can have the discussion of if LeBron James, the kid from Akron, is actually the greatest basketball player. But the point was, Scottie Pippen was the one that actually was the Robin to Batman that actually let Michael flourish and blossom. And that was what the documentary wanted to let us know. From a guy from Central Arkansas making his growth to a Chicago Bull and then signing that hideous contract, $18 million for 7 years. And then he's getting paid peanuts in 96. He's getting paid peanuts in 97. And he can't understand why he's getting paid peanuts in 98. This was why The Last Dance happened. Phil Jackson is so awesome because he's a Zen. He was able to mix and master all those personalities. Dennis Rodman, arguably one of the most outrageous and one of the most unique peoples that ever walked this earth. Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest and most popular person that you've ever heard about in your lifetime. Yes, and this was at the peak of his stardom in 98 when he's as big as water, when he's as big as air. Yes, Michael Jordan had that kind of gravitas. Yes, even the Pope was looking for him. Yeah, I don't think the Pope is looking for LeBron James. I don't think the Pope is looking for Devin Booker. I don't think the Pope is looking for Stephen Curry. I don't think the Pope is looking for James Harden. But he was looking for Michael Jordan. That's what I'm talking about. But the key understanding is the fact that The Last Dance, Phil Jackson kept the balance of the uniqueness of those personalities in order for them to get past Jerry Reinsdorf and Jerry Krause. And in order for them to be able to deliver, Michael Jordan had to become Michael Jordan, his airness. And they showed his growth when he hit that shot in '82 against the Georgetown Hoyas and Patrick Ewing, being coached by the great college legendary coach, John Thompson. Yes, after the ball was swung from the right wing, Michael Jordan was ready on the left mid-wing with his left foot, outside foot planted, ready for his moment. And then when the ball was swung, he not only took the shot, but he made the shot. But the preparation as he waited for his moment, down, locked, and loaded, guide hand out, ready with his pouch out with a receiving motion, ready to just receive, go up in his motion and flick. That he did because that shot took him from Mike to Michael Jordan. That shot gave him confidence, the gravitas, to believe that I can really play this game. I really belong. I can go back and play with James Worthy and Sam Perkins and go back with the UNC Tar Heels and really try to become an All-American. That he did. And the growth that he showed by being able to be coached by Dean Smith and also Roy Williams. Yes, those guys were hard tacticians, hard disciplinarians. You think your coach is hard on you because he's telling you you missed the line. You think your coach is hard on you because you showed up late for practice. You think your coach is hard on you because he keeps telling you you're not working hard enough. Dean Smith and Roy Williams in 1981 and 1982, oh man, they did things to Michael Jordan that helped him become tough. Because that was where his mental makeup came from. Because he actually built upon that in order for him to continue to grow and become Michael Ernest the Jordan, the brand we know. And the growth and the pain actually came from his childhood because his father actually showed a lot of favor to his oldest brother, Larry. And as a younger brother, Michael was very competitive and he always wanted to supersede that. So when Larry went to the Air Force, because Larry was way much more older than Michael used that drive and that tenacity in order to prove to his dad that he was tough enough, that he was brave enough, and that this sports thing he was doing, he can take the same military advice, the same arsenal advice, the same background of being tactical and strategic and being maniacal and dedicated and determined in the pursuit of excellence. And this is what he captured as he continued to grow. The Last Dance. Oof. Oof. The greatest basketball player to ever live. The greatest basketball player because his resume stands unblemished. 6 for 6. 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs, 32,000 points, never saw a game 7, multiple countless of records, and he still keeps his aura because his shoes still sell out. But the growth in episode 1 shows that both Jerrys are just as culpable for the breaking up of the Chicago Bulls as Michael Jordan was, as Scottie Pippen was, and as Dennis Rodman was, because they were in charge of the whole puzzle and they just let it all go away because that Chicago Bulls team had the opportunity to actually win 2 more titles because the next season the Spurs won in a lockout season, and that was with a young Tim Duncan and a beat up Avery Johnson and a almost out of his prime David Robinson. Yes, that was a fluky season, and they played against a Knicks season in a 50-win lockout season. So the Bulls had a great opportunity of actually running it up because if they did, undoubtedly, Michael Jordan would have finished with way more titles, way more accomplishments than the break and the relaxation he took by his retirement and coming back as a Bull and looking all washed up, playing with Jerry Stackhouse and Rip Hamilton. Yeah, sometimes I mistook him for a Washington, Verizon Mystic at the time. But the point was the fact that even Jerry Stackhouse didn't even like playing with Michael Jordan because of the aura. After you made and took that shot against Byron Russell, you go and relax, or you come back with the Bulls. But the mixture of personalities that Phil Jackson was able to actually balance and mix showed great poise. The mixture of Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and actually Dennis Rodman all together in order for them to win. You do not understand how hard that is, managing egos, because ego management is just as much, if not as important, than actually talent and strategic management, because everybody's an alpha at the top level. Everybody is the dog. So sometimes I need to be able to tell Scottie, hey Scottie, cool down. You get your turn when Michael goes down to the bench and he's resting up. So cool down. I'm going to let you run with the second team. Are you okay, Scottie? Okay, you're going to get your quick 5-minute burst. Because Scottie needed to be assured that he was going to be able to be maximized in order for him to command what he needed to in free agency the next season. Because you can't tell me I'm not good enough, and then you don't play me, and then I go out into the market and I'm underpaid, and I look back. Why am I not underpaid? Oh, you didn't get the minutes. Why didn't I get the minutes? Oh, I wasn't played. Oh, why weren't you played? Oh, you didn't fit the strategy. Oh, why didn't I fit the strategy? Oh, Jerry Reinsdorf and Jerry Krause. That was the point. And the key understanding was the fact that this documentary was green-lighted only after LeBron James beat the 73-9 Warriors. Only then, once Michael Jordan was like, release the tapes. I want everybody to know that I'm the GOAT. That was what he wanted them to know. Because LeBron James, that kid from Akron, the grown man in LA, has an impressive resume as we speak. And he's looking healthier. And he's looking more agile. He's looking more determined, more disciplined. And he's always been focused. So I want us to enjoy The Last Dance. If you've enjoyed The Last Dance and my comment about the feedback about this episode, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow this page and follow this channel. Link is in the description. And if there's anything you do not understand, rewind the tape. I'll be back tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe with more feedback and more news and more recap about this documentary and how you can use the lessons, the peace, and the journey of the athletes you saw to add to your story.